Welcome back, everyone. I hope you've had a chance to watch the learning process transition video. In this video, we'll be applying the knowledge gained from there to the process of teaching our children their first piece, which is going to be hot cross buns, and also making some sort of assessment as to where they are in their own learning process transition. Okay, let's dive in. Let's go to play a song. Let's go to the easiest folder in case there's anybody watching who hasn't set up the musical family folder. Let's go to hot cross buns. And then let's use practice the melody mode. There it is in grey. This is the mode where the notes wait for us, which makes it more sympathetic to experiment with it, first of all. And so here we have our keyboard view, and the falling notes fall down onto the keyboard and they stop and wait for us. Thank you very much. So just to quickly brush past one point, we're not going to worry too much about fingerings in this video. Many kids will want to start playing with one finger at a time, and I will explain why that's absolutely okay in a later video. If your child is more physically developed and they're happily using all their fingers to begin with, then I have the finger numbers displayed on the keyboard view here, and we do this. And the labels drop down, key labels, finger hint numbers, and I've also got my simple names on the falling notes. Okay, so they're at the keyboard, synthesis in front of them, and this is what they see. What do they make of it? So, likely first thing that's going to happen is they're going to poke the real keyboard, and I will be drawn to the keyboard view because that is the view that responds to what they are doing. It's the interactive part. Okay, and as I said before, they may not necessarily make a direct connection between the real keyboard and the abstract one. In fact, it's quite likely they won't if they're very young. So, the question is, are they sort of getting close to this? Can they figure them out straight away, or is it more like sort of is it more like this? Either way, it's fine to play with it, but you're just trying to figure out how easy they find this. Will they really be able to learn the piece from looking at the screen, or is this something that they can play with and sort of figure out first? Now, if it's unlikely that they'll actually be able to take the piece away from playing with synesthesia, you will need to learn the piece yourself first and then demonstrate it to them. That can either be by playing it to them or by pointing out where the notes are. And this is, of course, where children start, and that is absolutely fine. Okay, so that's the first nice, easy way to learn hot cross buns. But going back to this again, let's think again through that idea of learning process transition. Let's say that actually they're getting this keyboard thing now. That there you go, I know that note. That's middle C, that is. Now, let's say they're looking at this and they're going, "Oh, there's 4 in a row there. Nice and easy. Oh, mop those ones up too." Then what's probably happening is they're probably looking ahead at the falling notes view. So they're seeing this, this column of 4 notes in advance, which means they're looking up here and they can anticipate what's going to happen next. So what you might want to do to help them learn from synesthesia, from their abstract visual stimulus, is to start to point out patterns in what they're looking at. Hot cross buns is really made up of 2 patterns. That's a descending line, E, D, C. This happens again, E, D, C. And then we have a second pattern, which is a note repeated 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E, D, C. So what you might want to do is discuss that with them, point it out, take it back to the real keyboard and say, well, can you now do this? Can you go E, D, C? And again, E, D, C. So this is more advanced. This is recognizing patterns and using that to help you retain the information that you learn from the screen. Now, if your child is a real clever clogs and that's all just like, yeah, whatever, then why don't you give them a go at reading the real music then, eh? So here it is. This is sheet music, and this is ideally where you as an adult want to get to pretty quick, because you need to figure this out before they do, if you can. For the primary reason, really, that you need to demonstrate that this is how it's done. It may take you a couple of weeks, and that's fine, but try and keep in mind and communicate to your children as well that this is the goal. Okay? So with sheet music, of course, let's go back to the beginning. It works a little bit differently, and again, you want to figure out, well, are they really figuring out whether, can they get to that note quickly, or are they sort of just going off in the wrong direction all the time? And through that, you can sort of gauge how far they are through their learning process transition. If they're getting it quickly, what you might want to do is begin to say, wow, okay, well, this note here, this is middle C, by the way. Did you know that? Let's give it a name. How many middle Cs are there? Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You might want to then encourage them to think about naming these notes. And then that's how you would then encourage them onto reading music in the end. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense. Good luck with teaching your child their first piece. Use any method you like, but at the same time, let them play with any synthesia view that they like as well. And in the end, those are both two things which will help them learn, and it's all positive, and have fun.